Welcome to the Madison County, April 8th, Madison County Board of Supervisors meeting. Pledge allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Kavanaugh, Corbin, Cunningham,
Here.
Davio, During,
Here.
Henderson,
Aye.
Jones, Kinville,
Here.
Kennard, Rieger,
Here.
Reuter, Roberts,
Here.
Schwartz,
Here.
Stepanski,
Here.
Stokes, Vosberg,
Here.
Walrod,
Here.
Wicks,
Here.
and Wynn is absent. That's 1,469 votes present.
All right. Are there any corrections to the March meeting minutes? If not, can I have a motion to accept the minutes? Joe, second. Greg, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. First public comment period. Does anybody here like to speak? Is there anybody on our sheet? Paul, anybody signed in? No? Is there anyone like to speak on the agenda items today that are here? No? Okay,
Yes, there is. Nancy Reese.
there is.
Yeah, but I think she wants for the first.
Okay, Nancy. Is she here? Hello, Nancy. Oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah, but I think she.
Hi, this doesn't directly adjust the agenda items. I speak for a lot of people that I'm talking to recently who are very concerned about federal budget cuts and especially the federal block grants and how that will affect things like HEAP, things like our food pantries, and then coming down the pike, the federal budget that will be adopted and how that will affect Medicaid, which I know covers tens of thousands of people in Madison County. And basically my request to the county supervisors, I think this is the place where those budget hits will really resonate and be very hard to deal with. And to ask you to please find every possible way to communicate with the public of Madison County before, as that's rolling through, and to really consult with citizens and constituents so that we can help you figure out ways to mitigate some of the damages to the most vulnerable members of our county. I know people who are on Medicaid. I know people who rely on HEAP. I know people who both support and depend on our food pantries. Head Start is being hit with cuts. These will all shake out at the county level, and many of us are very concerned. We're also concerned for both documented immigrants and undocumented immigrants. I work closely with a family from Ukraine who came under Uniting for Ukraine and live in Hamilton and work and go to school in Hamilton. And they heard rumors that ICE was coming to round up documented, legal Ukrainians in America sheltering from the war. My family I work with heard that ICE was coming to arrest Ukrainians. We don't know where this rumor came from, but it came through good sources. And we've had to hire attorneys for them so that they're protected with a G28 and they have a lawyer on retainer in case something happens. Again, these are still, until the Trump administration makes them suddenly illegal, these are still fully legal residents in Madison County. They are terrified. They're not going to the playground anymore. They're very afraid. They have a sign ready at their door in case somebody suddenly comes to detain them. They have a 7-year-old child and a disabled grandmother. They are legal. They are working in Hamilton. They're paying taxes. I don't think that the county supervisors have very much of a role to play here, but I just want you to know that there are vulnerable residents of all kinds, immigrants, non-immigrants, who are very afraid of the things that are coming towards us. Thank you very much for listening to me. I really appreciate the work you do.
Thank you, Nancy. Is there anyone else? No? Okay, moving along. We have a proclamation today for Sexual Assault Awareness Month for Madison County. Mary?
This is proclaiming April 2025 Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Madison County. Whereas National Sexual Awareness Month is intended to draw attention to the fact that abuse and violence are widespread and impacts individuals and families of Madison County. And whereas abuse, rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment impact our community as seen by national statistics indicating that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 67 men will be assaulted at some point in their lives, and that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 20 boys is sexually assaulted before the age of 17. And whereas sexual harassment, assault, and abuse happen in all communities, and that includes online spaces, we are spending more and more of our lives online, whether that's for work, school, or entertainment. And unfortunately, with this increase in virtual connection comes an increase in online abuse and harassment. And whereas we must work together to educate our community about sexual violence prevention, support survivors, and speak out against harmful attitudes and actions. And whereas each April, with leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is evidence that the Liberty Resources help restore Hope Center together with Madison County offices and departments can be successful in preventing sexual violence in Madison County through increased education, awareness, and community involvement. And whereas the Madison County Board of Supervisors strongly supports the efforts of national, state, and local partners and of every citizen to actively engage in public and private efforts to prevent child abuse and sexual assault violence. And whereas it is time for all of us to start conversations, take appropriate action, and support one another to create a safer environment for all. Therefore, be it resolved that the Madison County Board of Supervisors joins advocates and communities across the country in playing an active role to prevent sexual violence. And be it further resolved that the Madison County Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes April 2025 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Thank you, Mary. Teresa Davis, can you come up and receive this? Here.
There you go.
I just want to thank the Madison County Board of Supervisors for acknowledging the importance of Sexual Assault Awareness Month and bringing awareness to this issue. Liberty Resources is the domestic violence sexual assault designated agency for New York State, for Madison County and Shenango County, and we appreciate you helping us fight this important fight. Would you mind sharing these? It's one copy of the same thing all the way.
Thank you, Teresa. We have a second proclamation. Mike, will you come up?
Recognizing April 2025 as Donate Life Month, Madison County is dedicated to promoting organ, eye, and tissue donation and calls on residents to join the New York State Donate Life Registry. Whereas through their membership in New York State Association of Counties, New York counties have come together to collectively support several important causes. And whereas in New York State, there are approximately 8,000 people waiting for an organ transplant, which represents the 3rd highest need in the nation. And there are an estimated 350 New Yorkers that die every year while waiting for an organ transplant. And whereas a single individual's donation of the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, and small intestine can save up to 8 lives, donation of tissue can save and heal the lives of up to 75 others. And whereas organ, eye, and tissue donation are life-giving and healing acts recognized worldwide as expressions of compassion to those in need. And whereas New York State's county governments play a key role in raising awareness of the need for organ, eye, and tissue donation through the interaction with county officials have with the public with regard to this subject through local DMV offices, local boards of elections, departments of health, naturalization ceremonies, and veterans programs. And whereas such interactions by Madison County officials with the public provide opportunities for the provision of information on how individuals can help their fellow New Yorkers by signing up as organ and tissue donors. And whereas counties across New York State are proclaiming the month of April 2025 as Donate Life Month and engaging in various awareness activities designed to promote an increase in the number of registered organ, eye, and tissue donations. And whereas the Madison County Clerk's Office, through its Department of Motor Vehicles, wish to promote the month of April 2025 as Donate Life Month in Madison County. Almost done, folks. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Madison County Board of Supervisors hereby proclaims the month of April 2025 as Donate Life Month in Madison County and encourages those Madison County departments and agencies involved providing information on organ and tissue donations and enrolling in New York State Donate Life Registry to engage in activities throughout the month to increase the number of organ and tissue donors and promote awareness of the need for organ and tissue donations in Madison County. And be it further resolved that the clerk to the board shall forward copies of this resolution to Governor Kathy Hochul, a former county clerk, New York State Senator Joseph Griffo, Assembly Member Joe Angelino, Assembly Member Brian Miller, Assembly Member Al Sturpey, Assembly Member Jeff Gallahan, the New York State Association of Counties, and all others deemed necessary and proper. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. How about your raffle?
In the DMV office, we are decking things out in the turquoise and green to promote organ and tissue donation. We are specifically asking every person that comes in the door if they will check a box that nobody even knows exists on the MV44 application for license, non-driver ID, or permit to donate $1 to the Donate Life organization. If you walk by our DMV, you'll see on the back wall, on the side wall, and we're going to make an entire forest on the wall that's to the east. We're putting up little blue squares for every person who checks that box and makes a $1 donation. We already have 2 full trees and we're starting a forest on the other side. We are having a basket raffle at the end of the month on April 30th at a press conference that will be held down in the main lobby. We have donations. We were hoping to elicit 12 baskets. We have 13. So if you've got a basket to donate, please get it to us by the end of the day. If not, we're all set with the 13 that we have. We'll be selling those tickets for 3 tickets for $5, and people can choose what basket they want to try to win on the 30th. We also had donated a 70-inch Samsung television, which we're auctioning off with $10 tickets, only selling 500 of those $10 tickets. That will also be pulled at the end of the month for a winner. So we're doing everything that we can in DMV to raise awareness and to make sure that we're inviting people when they fill out those forms, not only to donate the $1, but also inviting them to participate in the Donate Life Registry. And the most common thing that we hear that is silly nonsense, nobody's going to want any of my stuff. Check the box, sign up to be a donor. If your parts are no good, they won't take those parts, but chances are you've got something worth passing on. And from anybody who's experienced unexpected loss of life tragedy, there is nothing in the world that will bring a small shred of hope and peace like seeing your loved one's organs save another person's life and family. So especially with what just happened up in Central Square, it's very poignant what this registry does for people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Okay, retiree resolution, Jenny?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin with resolution number 1, which is a resolution of appreciation for retiree recognition. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Can I have a second? TJ? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. All right, can I have Walter Stokes Jr.? Joe, would you like to say a few words? Come up, and Chairman Corbin as well.
Thank you. Thanks, wherever you want.
Hey, Walt.
We are again. Yeah.
Long time no see. Walt was a mechanic at the Wampsville or the Morrisville shop for many years, and then he transferred down to the Wampsville shop and became the head auto mechanic down to Wampsville for the last, I don't know, 10,
8 years.
15, 10 years, 8 years. He's been an extremely dedicated, devoted, longtime employee in the highway department, and we're gonna wish him the best.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, it says, thank you. It's been fun for 30 years.
Jenny, our second one.
Our second will be Michael Ellis, 24 years in real property.
Okay, Karen, can you come up? And Matt, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means.
Good morning. Michael could unfortunately not be here today, but he had a wonderful 24-year career in real property, and we just want to wish him the best in his retirement. So thank you very much.
Mike was known as the human GPS, and for good reason, because he could find a parcel, whether it was through technology on a map or out there on the road. And he, in his 24 years, has been through a lot of technology changes, and he not only kept up with them, but he also sometimes liked to do things old school, and you would see him, out in the field with the wheel doing the measurements still. So, but best wishes for Mike in his retirement.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, next is with 10 years, Lori Storm. Bill, would you like to come up and say a few words? And Rex, criminal justice.
Lori Storm just completed 10 years of service at our Madison County District Attorney's Office as an office assistant district attorney. I have to say, however, that our office administration's assistants are so much more than what you might expect. Lori has to be an expert in criminal law. Our office assistants have to know our new and complicated discovery reform requirements. They have to know how to obtain and then timely distribute every shred of discovery in every criminal case. Our assistant DAs cannot function without our administrative assistants like Lori Storm. Our OAs, like Lori, accompany our assistant district attorneys to our Madison County Justice Courts, where they have important responsibilities. They personally assist in the resolution of a high volume of vehicle and traffic matters. They have to communicate with all types of pain in the ass defense attorneys. They counsel victims, and they interact with all branches of law enforcement in Madison County, from the state police, our sheriff's department, and our local police departments. Our OAs clearly are equal to any paralegal in the state, and in my opinion, are almost lawyers without the ESQ after their names. And Lori is far more than that. She's been a big part of the camaraderie that exists in our office. She's assumed such important duties as senior intern coordinator and social director. Inside joke. Congratulations, Lori. Enjoy your retirement, but wait. Lori, like her recently retired buddy, Linda Paul, has agreed to stay with us on a part-time basis so we can continue to have the benefit of her expertise and experience. So I don't have to say you will be missed, but I can say thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Okay. Our first public hearing today is on local law number 1 of 2025, amending local law number 2 of 2024, providing a real property tax exemption for volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers residing in Madison County. Can I have a motion to open this rec? Or, yep. Evan? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Is there anyone here to speak for or against this issue? Okay. If not, can I have a motion to close the public hearing? Kyle and Michelle. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Second public hearing. Let's see. Yep. We're beyond that time. Good. Right at it. It's perfect. Local law number 2 of 2025, amending local law number 2 for the year 1970 as amended by local law number 5 for the year 1985. And local law number 1 for the year 2000, establishing standards of conduct for officers and employees of Madison County. Can I have a motion to go into public hearing? Brett or Pete? The second. Tom. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, is there anyone here to speak for this? Paul, you're going to speak? Is your hand raising? No? Okay. You have a motion to close this public hearing. Mary, second. Kyle? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to the preferred agenda, resolutions 2 through 29.
Yeah, we're going to start with the preferred agenda resolutions for Government Operations Committee. Resolution 2, declaring the week of May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Public Service Recognition Week. Resolution 3 is establishing the standard workday and reporting days for certain county officials. Resolution 4 is amending the purchasing policy. Resolution 5, amending the corporate compliance plan and exclusion screening policy. Resolution 6 and 7 are both authorizing the chairman to enter into an enterprise agreement with Day Automation. 6 is for access control and video. 7 is for the 911 tower and VRs. Resolution 8, authorizing the chairman to extend an agreement with One Group for professional consulting services. Resolution 9, approving separation agreement. Resolution 10, creating a full-time probation assistant position and abolishing a part-time probation officer position in the probation department. Resolution 11, creating a full-time position in the county clerk's office. Resolution 12, creating a temporary student intern position in the sheriff's office child advocacy center. Resolution 13, reclassifying a position in the planning department. Resolution 14, authorizing the chairman to enter into an agreement with the CSEA white collar unit. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Can I have a second? Rex, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Walrod,
Aye.
Wicks,
Yes.
Wynn is absent. Kavanaugh, Corbin,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Davio, During,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Jones, Kinville,
Aye.
Pinard,
Aye.
Rieger,
Aye.
Reuter, Roberts, Schwartz,
Yes.
Stefanski,
Yes.
Stokes, Fosberg.
Yes.
That's 1,469 votes in favor. Okay. For the preferred agenda by Finance, Ways and Means Committee, we have resolutions 15 through 21, which are all authorizing the modification of the 2025 adopted county budget. Resolution 15, probation. Resolution 16 is sheriffs. 17 is for Center Road Project. 18 is the adoption guardian incentive. 19 is for mental health. 20 is for reserves. and 21 is for IT. This is Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Can I have a second? Melissa? Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call, please.
Thank you. Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn is absent. Kavanaugh? Corbin?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Davio? During?
Aye.
Henderson? Jones? Kinville? Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Bruder? Roberts? Schwartz?
Yes.
Stepanski?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Fosberg?
Yes.
Walrod?
Aye.
1,469 votes in favor. Next preferred agenda is by Health and Human Services Committee. Resolution 22 is reappointing board members to Madison County Board of Health. Resolution 23, authorizing the chairman to enter into agreement with Ventec Incorporated. And Resolution 24 is authorizing the chairman to enter into an interdepartmental agreement between Youth Bureau and Public Health. This is Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Health and Human Services Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Can I have a second? Kyle? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Wynn is absent. Kavanaugh? Corbin? Cunningham?
Yes.
Davio? During?
Aye.
Henderson?
Aye.
Jones? Kinville?
Aye.
Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Bruder? Roberts? Schwartz?
Yes.
Stepanski?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Fosberg?
Yes.
Walrod?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
1,469 votes in favor. Okay, moving on to preferred agenda by Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee. We have Resolution 25, which is authorizing the chairman to enter into an agreement with Suco Corporation. Resolution 26, authorizing the chairman to modify an agreement with Lawn Medic Pest Arrest. And resolutions 27 through 29 are all authorizing the chairman to award bids and enter into an agreements. 27 is bid 6-25 with H.J. Brandelis Corporation. Resolution 28 is bid 19-25 with Mead LLC. And resolution 29 is bid 20-25 with Matrix Communications. This is Lauren Corbin, Chairman, Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Can I have a second? Dave Jones, discussion? Roll call, please.
Kavanaugh? Corbin?
Yeah.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Davio? During?
Aye.
Henderson?
Aye.
Jones? Kinville?
Aye.
Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Bruder? Roberts? Schwartz?
Yes.
Stepanski?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Fosberg?
Yes.
Walrod?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn is absent. 1,469 votes in favor. We're going to move on to our resolutions for regular agenda. Or do you want to do the?
Yeah, go ahead.
Beginning with Resolution 30, that is authorizing an economic development loan with Partnership for Community Development. This is Yvonne Schwartz, Chairwoman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Can I have a second, Joe? Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried.
Our next resolution is Resolution 31, authorizing the chairman to enter into an MOU between U.S. Border Patrol, Buffalo Sector, and the Madison County Sheriff's Office. This is Rex Vosberg, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Can I have a second? Michelle? Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 32 is adopting local law number 1 for the year 2025. This is Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Can I have a second? Melissa? Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried.
And up last, we have Resolution 33, adopting local law number 2 for the year 2025. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Can I have a second? Kyle? Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. All right, that's it, right? We have a second public hearing comment. Nancy, you want to talk again? Okay.
For short people. I didn't give you my name in the first comment I made, Nancy Reese, Town of Madison, Hamilton address. Thank you very much for hearing concerns. And I really hope if anybody wants to talk to me, I'm connected to lots of people who are very worried about the coming financial situation and the way it's going to hit our local residents, our towns, our villages, and our county. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Anyone else? Okay. Oh, we do have one. Okay, great. Yeah. Can we have your name and your location? Thank
Good
you.
morning. My name is Tom Lampros. I live in Casanova, New York at 8 Corwin Street. I have some remarks on the previous resolution that was proposed on the cooperation between the Madison County Sheriff's Office and the Border Patrol, if I may. We live in an agricultural community in an agricultural state that depends in large part on an immigrant workforce that provides affordable agricultural products. Recently, a Sackett's Harbor mother of 3 and her children were taken into custody and obtained in a Texas facility 1,800 miles from their home. The children were dragged from their beds at 6 a.m., put in handcuffs, and the children are residents, are students in 3rd, 8th, and 11th grade. This is a microcosm of what's happening across the country and across our state. People are being detained, deprived of due process, and deported regardless of immigration status. Students are being detained and deported for speaking in support of other people, expressing their right to free speech. And our First Amendment does not just apply to citizens, but to all people on American soil, regardless of their alienage, their country of origin, or their skin color. The Department of Justice is being purged of employees who are not partisan and aligned with this federal administration, which is not open to criticism or disagreement. If people can be detained, deported without due process, workers, students, dissidents, then there's a very real possibility this can happen to us, U.S. citizens. Our law enforcement officers have sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, protect the lives and property of all Madison County residents and visitors, and enforce the laws of New York State. I don't believe citizenship alone will protect us against a lawless regime, and I stand in objection to this resolution authorizing the chairman to enter a memorandum of understanding between the U.S. Border Patrol and the Madison County Sheriff's Office. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, we have a featured presentation today. Our Superintendent of Madison County Highway Department, Joe, want to come up? Joel assured me that the winter was over, so.
Yeah, don't look out the window. While the presentation is loading, I'd like to thank the board for their support of the highway department over the years, and the chairman for allowing me to speak, and our county administrator, and the staff of the board and staff of the administrator's office for all of their ongoing support that I receive on a regular basis. And since I'm thanking people, I also would be remiss if I didn't thank my own staff, particularly my office assistants, Kim Lisa and Bonnie for all their help. Kim actually went through my presentation and did some fine tuning and making things hopefully look a little more presentable. Oh, here's the clicker. Okay, are we good? Okay, I think we're good. All right, so as I began to put together some information for this presentation, I thought about a million things that I would like to share with the board. And I probably could sit here and go on and on about things for several hours, which I'm sure you all would love to do. But being that it is the highway department, I figured I'd probably try to make it a little briefer than that. So I guess my theme was to try to prevent some statistical information, some background information, and in general, through all that, some maybe things that you might not necessarily be aware of. I know you're all aware that we maintain the roads and we plow snow and that sort of thing. And so I tried to put together some information that you might not necessarily be aware of. So we have 3 main locations where our staff are located. The administration staff is at the Human Services Building across the street. And then we have the 2 shops, one in Wampsville, one in Brown Road. We have 83 total staff in the department. I got to get this microphone out of my way. We have nine management and administrative staff, 30 operations at the Brown Road facility, and 44 people at the Wampsville facility. We have the 2 main shop locations, one in Wampsville, one in Brown Road. And of our main snowplow runs, we have 11 in Wampsville, and we have 8 at the Brown Road shop. And generally, those plow trips, they cost between $1,200 and $1,500 for a trip. And we have 242 miles of county and 108 miles of state roads that we are responsible for out of those 2 shops. Just a brief look at our staffing chart. We have 3 management people right there in the middle, and office assistants on the left, and engineering staff on the right, along with the Wampsville and Brown Road shops on either side of that. This is the highway crew supervisors and head auto mechanics. A lot of these are union positions, other than Brad and Eric and myself. And I gotta say, this is the best group of union management staff that I've had to work with in my nearly 18 years in this department. So those guys do a really good job. I can't say enough good things about them. And against my better judgment, I am going to give you a little bit of information about myself. I generally despise talking about myself as much as possible, but I figure that since I am in charge of this department, it's probably something you may be interested in. So I did graduate from SUNY Delhi in 1989, an associate's degree in construction technology. Worked various jobs, between carpenter, estimator, construction inspector over the years. Never really landed on anything that I could see myself doing for a long period of time. So I went back to college. I got an engineering technology degree from SUNY IT. And about a year or so later, I came to work at the county in 2004. And then through retirements of the people and deputy and highway superintendent, became superintendent 2007. Since I've been in the position, I've been president of a couple of different associations at the local and state level. Mostly APWA and New York State County Highway Superintendent Associations. This was 2021. Actually, it was 2022. I was president of the association in 2021, and then I handed the gavel to my friend Andy Avery in 2022, which this actually the picture was taken. This was a photo of in our advocacy campaign that we typically do in March of every year. And that particular year when I was president, we tried to go a little bit extra and put together photos like this that express the importance of state funding for highway departments and how it affects other agencies other than just highway. This year when we went to Albany, there was probably 8 or 10 people from Madison County out of the 750 that were there in Albany this year. It's a great advocacy campaign. All the state lawmakers are fully aware when we show up. We have all of our orange shirts. They say they look forward to seeing us every year. I'm not sure that's accurate. This just happened to be a quote that I found when I was doing a little bit of research for this presentation. And I think this is kind of where my compass is on a daily basis. And to add to that, when I first started working at the county here, I had to comply with the residency requirement. So I built a house in the town of Lenox, and this is me spreading stone in the basement of my house. And this is my wife holding the grade rod, and my brother. These are my 2 boys. My son with the orange and white striped shirt on the left, and my other son on the right, standing on the mound of dirt. And between myself and my family and friends and everything, I was able to build this house, and it was a lot of work. It took me quite a long time. But the results of that work, I think, paid off pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now moving on to some highway statistics. We have 435 miles of roadway that Madison County is responsible for, 123 bridges, 186 large culverts, and those are defined by the 5 to 20 foot diameter structures. The bridge rating scales are set at 1 to 7, 7 being excellent and 1 being fail. 2,157 small cross culverts, the ones that are smaller than 5 foot. And we have an additional 4,049 driveway culverts. 14,000 road signs and over 41 miles of guide rail. As I mentioned before, 19 total plow rounds, 11 and 8 in the 2 shops, 484 lane miles of county road that we maintain. We contract with New York State DOT to plow 214 miles of state road, and we contract with towns to plow some of our county roads, 384 lane miles. So that's 1,082 lane miles of snow removal in a snow event. And our current reimbursement rate is $21.75. So if everybody, including all of the towns, goes out for a snow event one time, we expend $23,500 one trip. A lot of that obviously is reimbursed from the state to us and so on, but gives you an idea of the scope of the activity. And to give you an idea of what 435 miles of road looks like, it's from the Bronx to Buffalo on the thruway. That's 435 miles. And to give you a little bit of an idea of what the thruway spends on their road system, 451 million for its capital program last year. And they plan to invest 2.4 billion in capital projects over the next 5 years. And that only covers half the lane miles of the thruway and 90 of its bridges. In comparison to Madison County, with our miles, we have 24 million for the entire operating budget. I will acknowledge that our road system is not the thruway. They have much more expensive infrastructure than we do, but it still gives you a little bit of an idea of scale. A 5-year capital plan, we have to adjust it on a regular basis based on available funding and changes in conditions, but basically covers those years, 23 to 7, covers all of our road, bridge, and culvert projects, some organizational charts like I already shared with you, inventory, and our current contracts and budget estimates for year-end reporting information. Some of the common road and bridge activities that we are involved with. Obviously, bridge replacements, culverts and cleaning, bridge superstructures, bridge joints, bridge waterproof membranes, road surface, crack repairs, in-place recycling, road paving, tree removal, ditching, drainage, road striping, road sign installation, shoulder installation, snow and ice maintenance, emergency response. Couple other things I didn't mention in here, but we do get involved with assisting many other departments within the county and many other towns within the county. This is just a photo to share what a bridge abutment looks like, in case you've never seen one. This is what bridge is founded on. This one particular one, the concrete forms are in the process of being removed. Here's setting of a superstructure, steel beam for a bridge. And then attaching additional beams to build in the new superstructure. This is Dyke Road in the town of Sullivan. This is a mastic bridge joint repair. So it's a asphalt mastic material for a bridge joint repair. The same mastic material can be used for larger cracks, longitudinal cracks on roadways. And the other picture on the right is the repair of a concrete wing wall using shotcrete. Here's a bridge waterproofing membrane that's ready to be paved. Cold in place recycling. This is older picture from 2018, but we do this every single year on our road rehabilitation projects. It's called a recycling train, and these are the two big pieces that are usually in the front of the train. You got a tanker truck in the front there that's full of emulsion, and then you have a milling machine behind that. And even further above, which you might not be able to make out in the photo, but there's a stone box up there that drops additional new stone in the road before the tanker and the milling machine drive over it. The milling machine mills up the new stone with the existing asphalt and then puts it into a windrow. You can see coming out the back. And then once that windrow is established, this machine comes along, picks that material up. It's a new homogeneous material with the new stone, existing material, and asphalt emulsion, and then it puts it down, repaves it, hopefully into a much better profile than it was originally. This is a culvert project that we did in 2023. It's one of the larger culvert projects. Typically, we do a lot of metal plate, corrugated arch type structures nowadays. And this is one of those. Some charts on our road conditions. So On the left are road conditions. We have excellent, good, and fair. And you can see we have about 290 miles of good roads, 115 miles of excellent roads, and 30 miles of fair roads, and we have 0 poor roads. The bridges, we have the teal colored, those are excellent condition bridges. The green are good condition bridges. Yellow is fair. And we do have some that are closed in the red. Just to give you an idea of the overall trend in our bridge ratings from New York State DOT. This covers from 2000 to 2023. Generally, I think we're heading in the right direction. Moving on to operations and maintenance. I'm sure you've all seen snowplows, but this is a particularly interesting photo on the left of what the wind does when it's blowing the wrong direction. And then unloading salt. I'm not sure how many of you seen a low boy trailer like that unloading salt, but thought it was an interesting photo. Moving on to mailboxes. I know nobody ever gets a call about a mailbox at the town level. But did you know that we and the town and the county, neither one of us actually have any legal obligation whatsoever to do anything with a mailbox? Highway laws specifically states that mailboxes are considered an actual highway obstruction. So if you happen to live on a state road and your mailbox is damaged, the state will tell you, good luck. They will do nothing with your mailbox. But on a county road, since we do have a little more common sense, I think, than the state, at least in my opinion, we do have a mailbox policy that if we physically hit it with the wing, which the one on the left is clearly smashed by something like a plow wing. If it falls over because just snow came off of the wing and snow hit it and it's not secure, either the post is not secure or the mailbox itself is not secure and it just falls over because of the snow, then we notify the homeowner that that's on them and they're responsible for that maintenance. So it's usually pretty clear when we go out and look at them which one it is, whether we hit it or we didn't hit it. A lot of times residents don't like to hear our answer, but I think it's the only fair way to handle it. Shoulder installations, when we do a road rehabilitation project and we have our new asphalt and new striping and everything, we have to back up the shoulder. So this is a couple of pictures of that operation being done. Road striping is the other part of that project. This is our crew road striping in the town of Sullivan. We do tree work year round. There's a never ending list of tree work, including Halloween. This is actually our tree crew. Well, he was our tree crew supervisor last year when this picture was taken. He's now actually the senior crew supervisor in Wampsville. He likes to celebrate Halloween. He actually got me really good the last couple Halloweens because he knows what time I come into work and he come around the corner and surprised me and gave me a heart attack. And I would have thought that I would have learned after the first year, but I didn't. He got me 2 years in a row, so I'll be looking out for him next year. This is some assistance we provided for a town, which I won't mention. I was going to mention the name of the town, but I'm not going to mention the name of the town because he's one of my friends and I don't want to make him feel bad. But we had a pond that an Amish family built that failed in a heavy rain event and came down and washed away a significant portion of a town road. And so we came and gave him some assistance to get that back in order as quickly as possible. some of our most impactful projects in the last 10 years, at least in my opinion, the Eaton Eagleville Bridge Road Realignment Project in the town of Eaton, the new highway facility on Brown Road, and the North Court Street Bridge, right down the road from the county office here. This project in Eaton at the intersection of Eagleville was a federal aid bridge replacement project. And the federal funding was contingent upon replacing the bridge in its existing location and alignment. And for those of you who may not be familiar, if you're coming the opposite direction of what this photo was taken, you come down that hill, it's a pretty significant curve there. There actually was some accident history dating back several years ago, but not anything too significant to justify, at least in the federal highway administration, a justification for a road realignment. And I pled the case that it needed to have a road realignment. And they said, why? And I said, well, when we get the bridge done and there's like 2,000 or a little over 2,000 cars a day that come down this road, those people are going to say, who's the jackass who replaced this bridge and didn't fix the road? And I'm going to be the jackass. So I'm not going to do it that way. And I worked diligently to get the DOT to allow me to do the road realignment project using our county forces and our staff. And then the contracted bridge replacement was done by the contractor separately, but it had to be combined because federal projects have to be combined. You can't separate them. And so it was a unique process from that perspective. And luckily it turned out where we were able to get it done that way. This was our crew paving Eagleville from that intersection. Brown Road facility. I think a lot of you were here when we started this project, but this was a huge undertaking for our department, just from the manpower standpoint. We had to delay and postpone a lot of our road projects and maintenance activities to be able to do this, but we think it was well worth it. This is when we started. Basically, we had some trees removed, you can see in the foreground there, but not much beyond that, other than some equipment that was staged in the area. This was shortly after we had the pad rough graded and set for the contractor and ready for them to mobilize and come in and start building the structures. This is actually a little bit out of order because we did this before that, moving a lot of dirt, as you can see. And then we had some help from our friends. I think most of these trucks are probably ours in this particular photo, but we had a lot of town trucks that came in and helped us haul material. You can see in the background there where the excavator is, there's a lot of dirt that had to be moved and hauled out of there. So our town friends came and helped us haul a lot of that material out of there. And then that's just an aerial photo of how it looks once it was complete. Over 800 tons of asphalt in that parking lot, in case any was interested. There's our new entrance to the shop. Of course, we had a ribbon cutting. And I hate to bring up John Reagan name in particular, but I thought it was interesting. John has a little bit more hair in this picture. I'm not sure what happened to the rest of it. But this is a picture of our shop employees in our department, and also some of our town workers that helped us in the whole entire project. The North Court Street project was another pretty significant project in our history that had a lot of problems and caused a lot of heartburn for a lot of people. There's not a really good detour for this bridge. It was we had to deal with CSX and the railroad. And if anybody's aware of how they are to deal with, they're very difficult to work with. And so this project was supposed to start much earlier than what it actually ended up starting. But we did begin demo in September of 2015. We started demolition of this project. The demo was complete and the abutments were started by October. The importance, I think, here is the timeline. So this was October. You can see the contractors there. They're starting to set grades to build the new abutments. October 23rd, the abutments are basically done. We used a geosynthetic style gravity abutment where there's no concrete cure times, waiting for concrete to cure, any of that stuff. It was done specifically for the time frame, because we knew that there was going to be, we wanted to get this job done as quickly as possible, regardless of what CSX allowed us to do or not do, or when we could start or not start. So that was part of our thought process all along, was that whatever we could do to speed up the process, we did. And using this style abutment was one of the key reasons to be able to get it done as quick as we did once we finally started. We set beams on November 10th, the steel beams, and then December 8th, the bridge was done. So other than the geosynthetic abutments, we use precast concrete deck panels. Like I said, there was virtually no cure times for any concrete because everything was either precast or not concrete at all. And it turned out pretty good, although there was a lot of details and issues in between there that I won't bring up. I'm sure Mark remembers them well. A lot of them were not pleasant and cost us a little bit of money, but I think the fact that the project itself, outside of the CSX involvement, was really, really good. This was just a photo I wanted to share. Our legendary senior crew supervisor in Wamsville. He's known as the guy with the mustache and glasses. And I'll just leave it at that. You can see everybody has their mustache and glasses on there. And this was a gift that one of our talented employees built for another employee who was retiring. It's a fully operating scale model of a plow truck. It's pretty impressive. The roll up tarp on the top rolls up, the gate works, the plow goes up and down. It's pretty impressive. Just to give you an idea of some of the talent we have in our department. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Great job.
Great job taking care of our roads and the weather too. Look at this winter we had. Yeah, fabulous job, you guys, your highway department, everyone that works there. Thank you. Is there any other business to come before this board today? Evan, you're going to yawn more? No? Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Joe, second. Tom, all in favor, say aye. Discussion, you want to talk about adjourning? No? Okay.